Hello, good evening. It is Wednesday, the 6th of February, and yeah, I thought I'd do a Wednesday night ramble. Nothing in particular. I've got feedback. Let me sort that out. There we go. That's a bit better. Technical issues. This is why I'm not really worried about what happens tonight. So yeah, I want to talk about movies, TV, entertainment, that sort of stuff tonight. But I'm not really worried about what happens. So I've put a link in the description down below if you're watching on YouTube. If you want to join in on the hangout. Also on Google Plus, which is closing I believe at the end of this month. Also on MeWe, where I have migrated to. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty much done with Facebook. It's not a nice place to be. It's just not. People on Facebook just don't like each other. It's a horrible thing. And I don't like using the term toxic, but that's what it is. It's really a very, very toxic environment. Nothing to do with entertainment really, unless you enjoy going on there just to start fights. And that is what some people enjoy doing. I don't know where to begin really with tonight. Probably I want to start off with Ghostbusters, because there's a lot been kicking around. We had the teaser trailer for Ghostbusters, and oh my God, how good was that teaser trailer? Like, seriously. Like, when it comes to doing something right and doing something wrong, they did that very, very right. You had the right music, the right sound effects, they had the right look to the visual effects. So you only see this, the odd spark here or there with this sort of bright flash. But the right sounds with it as well. Do you know what I mean? It was those sort of proton pack discharge sounds, and of course, as the camera moves further into this barn, you see this shape, and the top blows up, and it's the back of Ecto 1, and it's the original Ecto 1, and oh yeah, very good, very, very good. I mean, look, the rumors that have been being thrown around about the new Ghostbusters film are, at this moment in time, that's exactly what they are. They are rumors, right? So the first one is that the cast, the original cast, has very little to do with the film. I'm just going to check. I'm going to actually just Google right now Ghostbusters, just to have a look, see what it says about the new film. Oh God, where we go? 2016. Look, I don't want to put that movie down, right? Because everybody's done it. Everybody's put that movie down, and the thing is, when that movie was being its own thing, it was fine. It was fine. It was just it couldn't resist constantly poking a reference to the old movies. It's like, gee, stop doing it. And they really didn't need, what's his name? Thor, Chris Hemsworth. They really didn't need him in the film at all. He made the film a farce, in fact. So, directed by Jason Reitman. That's good for me. Gil Keenan, don't know, and Jason Reitman. The fact that Jason Reitman's doing it, I guess, it's nice to keep it sort of close to home. It just says Jason Reitman will direct and co-write, plans to shoot the film this summer. See, that's not a lot of time, is it? It's coming out in 2020, and he's shooting it this summer. Months we're dealing with, months, not years. I mean, that can work though. Depending on how big in nature they make this film, that can really work for it. Having a scaled back version of Ghostbusters, well, it's on a reasonable budget. Because Ghostbusters shouldn't be on this. You shouldn't be spending 200 million on Ghostbusters, right? 60 mil should be maximum. That's all it should. Certain films don't do well from giving them a bigger budget, you know. And Lucy is a good example of that. If you've seen Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, if that had a smaller budget, they wouldn't have been so ambitious in some of the shots, and it wouldn't look so ropey because they wouldn't have been in the film. They'd have just cut it and gone, we can't do that. But as it was, they got a little bit ambitious and it didn't look good, and they still stuck it in the film anyway. So yeah, having a scaled back version of Ghostbusters would be great. Not that the effects or anything are going to be bad or anything like that. Just being able to get a movie out in you know, I don't know, 8-10 months. That's good time. That's good timing. I do like the fact that they have kept so much of it under wraps and they haven't really said anything about who's actually going to be in it. I know that the original cast have said they haven't been approached. I know Dan Aykroyd has, but you see, there is this strong rumor flying through that the new Ghostbusters movie is going to be more about a new breed of Ghostbusters, these youngsters. And actually, I've been told, and I don't know how true it is, but I've been told that it's going to be kids more than anything else. I've been told it's going to be more of a kids' age movie, you know, teenagers. I know, you see, no, here's the thing. That might not necessarily be a bad thing. That might be actually good for it. Because if it works out well, and the story's really, really good, then it means that you've got a young cast that can still be the Ghostbusters in 30 years' time. Yeah, you know, but that's assuming that it does well. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, you know, 30 years is a long time. There's going to be, you know, quite a bit of time. Not many film franchises go that long. And I thought that too. But then, let me just Google this. And then I was looking at Mission Impossible. The original Mission Impossible film with Tom Cruise. That was 1996. I mean, that's 23 years now. Feeling old yet? Oh, God. Yeah. Tom Cruise has been making Mission Impossible films for 23 years. That's just... It does this gobsmacking. It's got to be the longest time in a franchise. I don't know of anyone who's spent more time in a single franchise. I mean, maybe Shatner. I guess. Yeah, Patrick Stewart. Start with the cast of Star Trek, maybe. But in a movie franchise, 23 years is a long time, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, with Ghostbusters, they get a young cast in, and they could have and provided it's good. That's the thing. It has to be good. No, they can. I don't know how they intend to do it, right? But they could do it so that it's just like, you know, Ray's nephews or Egon's nephews or whatever, and they never have to actually get the original cast in. It seems like a bit of a cheat, but at the end of the day, provided that they nip it in the bud early, and then they go off and do whatever they need to do to make the film and provided that to make that story, I think people will be like, okay, that's a bit glib. They cut that a bit thing, and they didn't really give us a full explanation as to what's going on. But at the same time, provided that you really, really enjoy it, and it's very good, you're not going to care. You're going to walk out of that film and going, well, it's not what I expected, but I bloody loved it. And that's the selling point, because if you walk out of any movie and go, I love that, they're going to make another one, because you're probably going to go back and see it. Oh, Walter Weasley, hi, hello, greetings. So yeah, it's like any other movie. It's like any movie out there. If you make a, could you shout me out? In what way? Hello? Yeah, so it's like any other movie. If you watch it and you do it and they do it well, then they, obviously if the audiences like it, they're gonna make more. So yeah, that's what I think of Ghostbusters. So yeah, this. So monkeys. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So what went wrong with the 2016 Ghostbusters was the fact that they spent a lot of time trying to mimic the not just a mimic, but doing constant callbacks to the original movie. And if the new movie doesn't do that, if the new movie goes in a completely different direction, if the movie tries to do its own thing and just acknowledges the original movie's existence, but doesn't rely on any of the plot or storytelling from the original movie, then it should be a great film. And again, it's all going to come down to the writing. It's all going to come down to the production. Like I said, it's not a lot of time between they're going to be shooting this summer. It's going to be out next year. That's short for any time. You're a good YouTuber. Thank you very much. I'm glad to have you here. Where was I? So yeah, that's pretty much Ghostbusters. Like I said, I loved the teaser trailer. The teaser trailer for the new one. Right music, right sound effects, right visuals, right amount of tension, and the right Ecto one. That's all you could say about that. And then this week, what else has been happening this week? I've been watching things on Netflix a lot this week. I've been looking at some of the new stuff that they've got coming out. I'm getting quite tired with the way Netflix makes shows. I do like some of the ways that some of the things that Netflix do. I really do like some of the things that Netflix do. I love things like The Crown. I think The Crown is a brilliant show. I started watching Ascension, but I really couldn't get into it. It just went a little bit sort of. I like quite a few of what they do. I do find though they hit a certain writing rhythm. I don't know if it's because it's the same teams or it's the same teams, the same people doing it. But when they make these shows, they seem to hit the same sort of beats. The shows seem to run for the same sort of length. The shows seem to be similar theme, and the writing style of it seems to be very similar as well. And it's just like I just can't get into it. Like Altered Carbon, I got 7 episodes. I put up with Altered Carbon for about 7 episodes. I was just like, I really can't go back and watch it. I really can't do it. It's just not that fun to watch. I just what else? It has a similar feel to it. I mean, it's awful when you start a show and you just don't want to go any further into it. You've done several shows. You watch several episodes and you just can't go and keep watching it. And again, the idea behind Ascension seemed like a good show, seems like a good idea. It just doesn't stick with me. I've done 3 episodes. 4 episodes of Ascension and 7 episodes of Altered Carbon. It's all the same stuff, and they're all so heavy on the drama. Like, that's why I genuinely loved Lost in Space. When Netflix done Lost in Space, it was the most batshit crazy, ridiculous, stupid sci-fi I've ever seen. But it was so much fun, I just didn't care. It was just like so enjoyable that it was just, you could sit down and watch it, and the most ridiculous thing was about to happen any second. Like you name it. The planet was going to explode. There was a volcano going off. The ice sheets were melting and about to fall down and kill everyone. There weren't ice sheets 5 minutes ago, but there are now, and they're going to collapse. It was just like so unpredictable in that way that they would just throw anything and everything at the Robinson family, and it was just such a fun show. I mean, amazingly good. I can't wait for them to do season 2 of Lost in Space and to get that out. And obviously, my favorite show for the past year as well was Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai just knocked my socks off. I wasn't expecting at all. I was not expecting that show to be that good. Given that it was made by YouTube, it was a nice, pleasant distraction, and I can't wait for the season 2 of that as well. A little bit ropey in the last episode, but it was a shockingly good show. Like, they give you the first 2 episodes for free, and then the other 8 then you have to pay for. It was the easiest decision I've ever made. Absolutely the easiest decision I've ever made. I watched the first episode, and the first episode was like, okay, I can see where this is going. And that's okay. I can see where this is going. Second episode, I finished the second episode, and it was just like, yeah, take my money. I'm going to watch episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to watch every one of those, and I absolutely loved it. The fact that the way that they turned that story around, because it's the Karate Kid story, the Karate Kid universe, the original Karate Kid universe, and there was nothing left to be said. There was absolutely nothing left to be said over the Karate. They did Karate Kid, which was a reasonable 80s movie. Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 3, less said about that, the better. And then they decided to do Cobra Kai. And they just come out of nowhere, slap you in the face like a wet kipper. Such a good interpretation to actually tell the story from the other side, to tell it from the other end, to tell Johnny's story instead of Danny's story was a stroke of genius. Just an absolute stroke of genius. And to actually demonstrate that actually, in Johnny's eyes, Danny's the dick villain. And that Johnny's the hero of his own story, and he very much is. And the way they paint it, Daniel LaRusso in Cobra Kai is very much painted as the villain. He's very much the dick heel. So yeah, that's been. I cannot wait for them to do the next season of that, because it was a layered bit of storytelling that was fun. It was really it was really enjoyable. All the writing tropes that I normally have a problem with were in this show, but they did such a good job of actually acknowledging that, of actually looking at this is how it would normally be done in a show, and they would do that, but then call it out, and they did such a good job of it. It was just like, I can't even complain about that. How can I complain about something that I would normally complain about, and they're complaining about it? Um, so that was really, really the best surprise of the year, I think. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, as for the rest of the stuff that I've been watching this week, what else have I watched? I watched Grand Tour on Amazon. Caught up with that because I normally I leave a few episodes and then watch a couple of episodes at a time, so do a binge watch. I do like Grand Tour. Jeremy Clarkson, James May, Richard Hammond. I don't find it. So I don't think it's as when they were doing Top Gear and when they did the first sort of season of Grand Tour, which was only a couple of episodes. I felt that they were being a bit more genuine. Like no, these days, this is just sort of like three middle-aged men's reasons to goof around with cars. Hey, it's still a very enjoyable show. I just don't find it to be that genuine when something happens. When Jeremy Clarkson drives into the back of James May, I'm willing to believe that was a setup. I don't think that was accidental at all. And when they do these sort of things whereby Richard Hammond is stuck on a bridge or something, all that's set up, surely. I don't find that very genuine at all. But it's still a good laugh, and it is a good show. So yeah, I caught up with that. They done the one where they had the whole 2-part special, and then they done what was the last one I watched? Was that the one? Oh yeah, but they had the pickup trucks. No. Yeah, it was. Yeah, all the pickup trucks, and they were doing a test to see how well these 3 pickup trucks would fit. So that was okay. Again, it was a bit of fun. It was just a bit of guys messing around with vehicles. So yeah, watching Grand Tour. Like I said, I am enjoying it. It's a good show. But that's pretty much it now for this week. In Star Trek Discovery. Where do you begin? Look, I try not to be apologetic about that show. I know it's got people that like it, I know it's got people that hate it, and whichever way you go, somebody's gonna have a go at you for it. They are trying this season. I'll give them that. They are trying this season. I just think that if you're not gonna make Star Trek, don't bother. But don't make a sci-fi, dress it up and call it Star Trek. And I get, look, I know it's, the original series is 55 years old, right? I don't know why you've got to make a show that goes back into that era if you're not going to represent that era in all its kooky nature, like they've done it with other Star Trek shows. They did it with The Next Generation. They did it with Deep Space Nine. They did it with Enterprise. They went back into those shows, but they did it particularly in Enterprise. In Enterprise, they rebuilt the sets. They rebuilt everything and made it look as authentic as could be. But when it came to Discovery, a lot of the problems that people had with Discovery early on was the fact they restyled everything. The uniforms, the ships, the internal and the external designs of the ships, all that sort of stuff. And now we've come into Season 2, and Season 2 appears to be starting to retcon stuff. And it's just like, gee, these people can't make up their minds. They either want to do something that is totally brand new, or they want to totally forget it and go back. They're trying to have both sides of it, and you can't. You can't do that. You're either not being genuine to the fans, or you're not being genuine to yourself or the product that you're making. So yeah, I am enjoying for the most part Discovery. I thought the first episode for season 2 was boring as hell and silly. Not fun, but silly. It tried to be fun, again, it wound up being silly. Particularly with those spinny, bloody ship things they had whipping around the place all the time. It was just dull. So yeah, I don't. It's a fine line to walk when you're trying to do something fun and you end up actually in the wrong box. And then you had the next episode then, which was better, it was an improvement. And then last week's episode then, which was I think it was called Point of Light, I think. Probably the best episode they've made. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it didn't address any of the issues that it glanced over many of the issues that were brought up last season, and certainly some of the problems that I had with some of the episodes last season. And instead of actually acknowledging it, it just kind of just skimmed over it, like really as quickly as possible, and didn't look back. Sometimes that's probably the best way to do it, though. I mean, that really is probably the best way to do it, is to, let's pretend that didn't happen. Let's not acknowledge that. La la la, I can't hear you. And just carry on going. And I think, given the amount of time that they haven't had, like I've said before, with season 1 and 2 of Star Trek: The Next Generation, they're not great. They were not highly regarded shows. They were called every name under the sun. This isn't real Star Trek. Who are these pretenders? This isn't real Star Trek. All that sort of stuff. R.I.P. Star Trek and all that. Everything that people are saying about Star Trek Discovery now, people said about Star Trek: The Next Generation, season 1 and 2. Absolutely. The only difference between season 1 and 2 of The Next Generation and season 1 and 2 of Discovery is that they had more episodes. So they had more episodes to work it out. They found out what the problem was, and they fixed it by season 3. Whereas with Discovery, they've only got 13 episodes a season. Or is it 10? 13 episodes a season. So they've got half the amount of episodes, and they've got to make up, and they've got to try to work out what's wrong. And it's a problem in today's TV making, because unless you make something that is an absolute hit from the episode 1, yeah, it's quite likely you're going to get canned. It's a horrible situation. Anyway, I've been rambling on now for 30 minutes. I'm going to call it quits there. And thanks to the people who've joined me in the chat. And hopefully, at some point, I will do this as a hangout and people can jump in, and we can have a good conversation with other people. It's nice to have to sort of vent, I suppose, but it's even better when you got more people to chat to. So, but then again, I did this sort of last minute. It's not really, it wasn't really the be-all, end-all plan. I planned it out sort of Sunday, but then it was a case of, well, I didn't really set things up until tonight. So that was like leaving things late. I should have scheduled the event and everything and set everything up back then, but I didn't. So nobody really sort of knew about it. Anyway, I'm going to call that quits there, and hopefully I'll be back on Sunday. And on Sunday we'll be doing Doctor Who. It'll be Doctor Who Sunday, 8 PM, and I'll be doing Doctor Who Spearhead from Space as John Pertwee, and then after that it's going to be Robot, and then after that it's going to be Castrovalva, Twin Dilemma, Time and the Rani, the Doctor Who movie, Rose, Christmas Invasion, 11th Hour, Deep Breath, and A Woman Who Fell to Earth. But I've already done The Woman Who Fell to Earth, but I'm still going to have to watch it again. Anyway, that's enough for me, and I'll see you later, guys.